Every summer, the island of Soto is very busy. Holidaymakers love to sightsee, and when the weather is fine, there's no better place to visit. Some people like go to the mountains, others like the valleys. Children love the seaside. One morning, Thomas was walking along the line that runs by the coast. His two coaches, Annie and Clara, were packed with children going to the beach. Everyone was happy. Percy was taking some trucks to the harbor. Later, Percy saw Harold. He set off for the beach. It was a beautiful day, but Edward was worried. The children had a lovely day, but by tea time dark clouds loomed ahead. Annie and Clara were glad when Percy arrived. He was just in time. Rain streamed down Percy's boiler and thought of his nice dry shed. Percy circled on past coastal villages and into the countryside. The river was rising fast, and he paddled against the rain, but more trouble lay ahead. Percy's driver and fireman had to find some more firewood, but he still helped. Soon Percy's fire was burning well. He felt warm and comfortable again. Then he saw Harold. Something thundered onto Percy's boiler, and he puzzled away. Water lapped Percy's wheels. Percy was losing steam again, but he plunged bravely on. He made one big effort, and at last, exhausted but triumphant, he brought the train home. The Fat Controller arrived in Harold. First he thanked the man, then Percy. "Hello, Trevor. You look as bright and cheerful as my red paint. What's that noise?" "Oh, goodbye, Trevor. Goodbye, Poco." "What's that, Duck? Are you afraid of bees? They're only insects after all, so don't let that buzzbug diesel tell you different. I wouldn't care. If conscience was swarming around, I'd just blow smoke and make them buzz off." "Buzz off? Buzz off? Eeeeee! My nose!" Charles says this winter is as bad as the worst winter of all. I will tell you. Scarlowy was walking the line to the Slate Mountain in the mountains. When the snow came, it was difficult to work. They used the snow as double buffer zone to help stop trucks getting through the ravine. One day, Scarlowy set off to the mine with some empty trucks. Meanwhile, there was trouble at the mine. The winch that hauls the trucks up and down was working properly. Scarlowy had reached the ravine. High above him were the mine yards. Scarlowy watched as the driver prepared it. Then they ran over the cap. The bank echoed around the gorge. Nothing happened. But high above them all was not well. A long line of full trucks was about to winch down the slope. They had just started their journey when some empty trucks began to rail. The winch groaned. And they did. But he was wrong. The trucks plunged into the ravine. Scarlowy and his driver heard the noise and looked up. When the snow bloomed clear, there was no sign of Scarlowy. He was buried deep inside the high trees blocking the ravine. And then came the funny part. Well, no one knew that the heat from Scarlowy's engine had helped him to make an igloo. They cleared away their eyes only to find Scarlowy's driver and fireman drinking cocoa as if nothing had happened. Oh, snow! "Quickly now! Our Christmas tree has arrived just in time. I want you to fetch it, Thomas. Doc can look after Annie and Cropper until you get back." "We'll see." Silence! Thomas left the rock safely, but snow had brought the telephone lines down. We must assume he's stranded. As a reward for all your hard work, you may go and enjoy the carols. Be quick now. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen and children, I give you three cheers for Thomas the Tank Engine and all his friends who had made this occasion possible. It's winter holiday time on the island of Soto. It's very cold, but the engines don't mind. They love this time of year when the station looked jolly in their decorations. There was plenty of work with passengers and parcels to be delivered no matter what the weather. Sure enough, that night the wind blew and the snow fell heavily. The next morning, the Fat Controller arrived. He told the engines they would have snowplows fitted. Thomas was excited about his special, but not about his snowplow. The fitters, his driver, and fireman all helped with Thomas's snowplow. He was very impressed when he arrived at Callan Station and saw his special. It was a beautiful Christmas tree. Thomas arrived at Maidway and Toby was very happy to see him. Thomas couldn't see there was a huge rock buried under the snow. Suddenly, his snowplow hit the rock. His driver tried to stop, but the broken plow hit the water tower. It wasn't easy without a snowplow, but Thomas was determined. He pushed and he pushed and he pushed. Thomas was trying as hard as he could, but there was just one snowdrift after another. Finally, Thomas and Soapy were pulling into the village station. Thomas whistled and the villagers cheered when they saw their beautiful tree. The next day, the Fat Controller sent for Thomas. Thomas was very unhappy. What would the Fat Controller like to say about his broken snowplow? But the Fat Controller wasn't cross. He was very pleased. Lovely stuff! We brought lots of drinks and food for the villagers.